Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another episode of Chart Watch, and this is episode 9, looking at week 43 at the UK album charts. And this channel is all about supporting physical music, so CDs, vinyl, cassettes even, everything. And so this series, which is weekly, looks at the UK album chart and picks on a few artists to look at the analysis between sales between CD and vinyl and give you an idea what's going on in the marketplace. And usually I also include new releases and things to look forward to, which I'll be reviewing on this channel. And if you're new to Now Spinning Magazine, please subscribe, please ring the little notification bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes, and have a look around. You'll see lots of box set reviews and album reviews, new ones, old ones, rare ones, and ones you've yet to discover. However, this week is a special one. It really is, because I'm going to be focusing on the Taylor Swift album Midnights, and also the number 2 album and number 3 and number 4, but primarily it's going to be Taylor Swift and the Artic Monkeys this week, because if you remember, just 3 weeks ago Slipknot got to number 1 in the UK album charts, where they sold literally, 14,068 sales got them to number 1. And it's been around that kind of mark, 14,000, 22,000, 30,000, that kind of mark. Taylor Swift has kind of blown all of that out of the water. But I want to talk about the way some of this has been reported as well. In Music Week, literally just 24 hours ago, they were saying that the album has sold over 200,000 copies, 204,501 to be exact. And that equates to the whole of the top 14 albums together, even including the Artic Monkeys, who've sold over 100,000, which I'll come to in a moment. So huge numbers compared to what we usually see. It's also broken vinyl sales, because the way this has been reported is what's important to me, really. It says Taylor Swift's 1 week performance means she's beaten Harry Styles' record for the fastest vinyl sales of the 21st century. Very dramatic. Midnight's staggering, that's the word they're using, staggering vinyl total of 64,948 was helped by multiple coloured vinyl editions for Taylor Swift's fans. And then he goes, it also sold 75,667 CDs, which was helped by having an extra track which wasn't available elsewhere. Now, what I want to point out here is CDs aren't being pushed. They're still being seen as a defunct format that no one's interested in. But those of you who subscribe to Chart Watch at Now Spinning Magazine know that every week in the UK album charts, the CD sales outrun the vinyl ones. And in the album charts, physical sales are everything. So I love vinyl. Look, I've got tons of the stuff and CDs, but I just wish that the way that this was pushed is it's physical album sales. Fans will buy both. You know, people love to feel part of the artist and the music they create. Anyway, so that's how that was reported. So let's have a look at the actual charts itself. It's worth pointing out the singles chart, because there are three tracks from Midnights which have been released by Taylor Swift, and all 3 of them are in the top, literally the top 3 positions. And as I said the other week, streaming is very different, and it really dominates the singles chart. So 80,000 streams, for Taylor Swift's number 1 single, but she's in literally the top 3 positions anyway. So over to the album chart itself. Now I'm going to look at Taylor Swift. Midnights is straight in at number 1. The Artic Monkeys are straight in at number 2. Simple Minds are straight in at number 4 with Direction of the Heat. I'll also mention Kylie Minogue's Impossible Princess, because that is an anomaly with vinyl. Aha are in number 12. Michael Jarre at number 41, and Hugh Cornwall, Ex-Stranglers, is in at number 44. So I'm going to touch on those. But let's just look at Taylor Swift's performance in this week's chart. Now it's 204,501 sales. It's just phenomenal. It's not as much as Adele's 30, which sold 261,856 in its first week, but nevertheless, compared with what we've been seeing recently with number one placings at 15 to 22,000, it's just huge. Now, it says here, it marks a remarkable 61,948 sales on vinyl, with 75,667 on CD, 1,835 cassettes, 7,087 digital downloads, and 57,000 sales equivalent streams. Now that is very high, but if you think that the physical balance, the amount of physical sales for Taylor Swift's Midnights was 139,450. Now, the other thing that Taylor Swift has done is a lot of acts, and she's been going for, well over 10 years here, is they've seen like their latest albums not selling as much as their previous releases. That is not the case with Taylor Swift. Her albums like were 1989 was 90,000, Reputation was 83,000, Lover 53,000, Folklore 37,000, Evermore 27,000, Fearless 21,000, and Red was 72,000. So this one just knocks all of those out of the ballpark. And in fact, three of her albums, Reputation, and Evermore and Red, are back in the album charts as well. The Artic Monkeys I want to mention because they've gone straight in at number 2 with The Car, and this has sold 57,934 on CD and 37,866 on vinyl and 9,850 on cassette. It just grows every week, doesn't it? 2,556 downloads and 10,000 equivalent streams. But again, the CD sales were higher than vinyl. Simple Minds are in at number 4 with 9,813 sales, and I imagine most of those are physical. I don't have the breakdown for that. But what is interesting, as I'm obviously talking about the fact that CDs are still outselling vinyl for many of these big hitters, is different. Because Impossible Princess first came out in 1998, if I got this right, and it's been released in 4 different vinyl 25th anniversary editions last week, and it returns to the chart at number 5 with 6,384 sales. All but 4 of them were on vinyl, okay? But isn't that interesting? Number 5, 6,000 odd sales. Number 1, 204,000. Wow. Absolutely mind-blowing, isn't it, really? And the other thing I've got down here is a-ha, The Loneliest Time. They're at number 16 with 4,168 sales. Jean-Michel Jarre with number 44 with 2,202 sales. And Hugh Cornwall, Ex-Stranglers, number 67, 1,685 sales. And again, I imagine all of these acts I've just mentioned was mainly physical. But how does that, what do those figures, how do they skew the overall market position? Well, artist albums, the percentage change this week is 75% higher. I nearly said 75,000. 75% higher than last week. The amount of physical albums sold, 522,523, compared with 299,000 the week before. Absolutely incredible. So normally what I see is that physical sales in the UK album charts, or overall including compilations, indie, heavy metal, everything, is about 15%. This week it's 24%. Absolutely massive, primarily because of the Artic Monkeys and Taylor Swift. And in the streaming chart, Taylor Swift has got 17 positions out of the top 50. So she's literally everywhere. But I do think that it's fantastic news for us music fans who love to buy vinyl albums, buy CDs, that this has got to be showing the labels that there's a huge market out there, and given the choice, when people really get behind an artist, they want to have a physical item in their hands to really connect to the music. So well done to Taylor Swift. Her music crosses so many different genres, so many different barriers. Her appeal is just so wide, and I remember first getting into music after seeing her duet with Def Leppard. Absolutely fantastic artist who really understands the business, and she's another example of how you use the power of social media and your fan base to really drive to do your marketing for you. So it really shows how this kind of music business model really works. But the key thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that, yes, it's remarkable, that amount of vinyl sales, but the amount of push and money that's going behind vinyl is massive, and there's no effort behind the CD, really, is there? But it's still sold more on CD, and it is interesting how that works. That's so, again, for as I said, for Taylor Swift, just to mention that again, 75,667 CDs, and 61,900 vinyl albums. Fantastic. But the same with Artic Monkeys, and the same with all of this. The CD is still incredibly popular and worth investing in. It's worth putting some effort into that, if you're an artist, because there are lots of fans out there that really like it. So that's a special edition of Chart Watch this week. New release news will be back in my next episode, but I just wanted to give you that information as fast as I could, as soon as I got it. So thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and remember, you can always become a patron of Now Spinning and help support me further. So thanks to Yogi, Clive, Andy and Chris, and all my patrons and subscribers and supporters. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I shall see you on my next video.